He's out.
They have called strike 3. Wow! This is mayhem! Oh! This is baseball in 2023.
In September of 2022, Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred passed 3 rules, due to begin in 2023, that he believed would make the game of baseball more enjoyable, and more importantly for Manfred, he hopes these rules will make Major League Baseball more money. Over the next couple of videos, we'll be going over all 3 of these rule changes, starting with the pitch clock. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because you won't want to miss it. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Of all of the rule changes implemented in 2023, the pitch clock is by far the most controversial. Baseball fans everywhere are having mixed emotions about the new rule. Some say it's best for baseball, and some say it's ruining the sport they know and love. Before we get into why fans feel the way they do, let's talk about what the pitch clock actually is. In an effort to create a quicker pace of play, Major League Baseball has implemented a 30-second timer between batters and a 15-second timer between pitches. With runners on base, however, the timer becomes 20 seconds. The rule also has some specifics. The pitcher must begin his motion before the timer expires, or else the batter is rewarded with an automatic ball. Batters must be in the box, facing the pitcher and ready to it with 8 seconds on the clock, or else they get hit with an automatic strike. With runners on base, the timer resets if the pitcher attempts to pick off or steps off the rubber. Pitchers are limited to 2 pickoff attempts per at-bat. If a third is made, the runner automatically advances a base if the pickoff is unsuccessful. There are some other tiny specifications, but those 4 rules are everything you need to know about the new pitch clock. Now, why do fans have such mixed feelings about the pitch clock? Let's look at some pros and cons of the rule to figure that out. For starters, game times have been much shorter in spring training alone in 2023 compared to the length of games in 2022. So far, in the 2023 spring training, the average length of a game has been 2 hours and 36 minutes, a big decrease from the 2022 average of 3 hours and 3 minutes. This is the main reason that Commissioner Rob Manfred wanted this rule to exist in the first place, as he believed games were going on too long, causing viewership numbers to take a hit. Now that games are seemingly over half an hour shorter, viewership numbers are expected to skyrocket, and not just because of the World Baseball Classic. Another pro of having a pitch clock is that pitchers can no longer stall. Before this rule was put into play, pitchers could take however long they wanted before throwing a pitch. There's a video that's been going around from the Twitter account Pitching Ninja, where he shows a side-by-side of Dodgers spring training pitcher Landon Knack pitching an entire inning in the time it took longtime Dodgers pitcher Pedro Baez to throw 1 pitch. An absolutely unreal comparison, and it really shows how much of an impact the pitch clock has on the pacing of the game. Another big reason why some fans believe the pitch clock is great for baseball is because they expect viewership to skyrocket. As we mentioned before, in 2022, viewership numbers were at an all-time low. The 2022 World Series had the second lowest World Series viewership of all time, second to only 2021. 11,780,000 people watched the 2022 World Series, which is a massive drop because outside of 2020 and 2021, that is the lowest viewership total since 2012. With 12,636,000 viewers. With the shortened game time, viewership is expected to take a big leap, which is definitely best for baseball. For those reasons, some fans love it, Now, we're going to get into the reasons some fans don't like the pitch clock. The first and biggest con that comes from the pitch clock is how poorly at-bats can end. On February 25th, the first full day of spring training, in a game between the Boston Red Sox and the Atlanta Braves, the game was tied 6-6 in the bottom of the ninth inning with bases loaded. The batter, Braves infielder Cal Conley, had worked a 3-2 count against pitcher Robert Kwiatkowski. And what happened next was a prime example of how strict this new rule can be. When the pitch clock got down to 8 seconds, the home plate umpire called a violation. Believing he was ready in the batter's box, Conley began walking to first base, as he thought the violation was on the Red Sox catcher. Little did he know the violation was on him, abruptly ending the game in a tie without a satisfying conclusion. Luckily, this situation happened as early as the first day of spring training, not in an important setting like the postseason. That is a scary sight for MLB fans, as a big fear for some is that something like this will happen in an important game, and even the World Series. We're sure that if this were ever to happen in the World Series, fans would not let Rob Manfred live this rule change down. But we'll have to see if it ever gets to that point. Pitchers and hitters have also been noted as saying that they feel rushed because of the new pitch clock, with Phillies ace Zach Wheeler even saying it messes with the game too much. Now, pitchers and hitters are already getting used to this change, as in the first week with the new rule, there were 2.03 violations per game, compared to the 1.03 violations per game this past week. So we're sure this won't be a problem for long. A big concern from fans everywhere is how the in-person experience is going to take a hit. As games become shorter, game day experiences become shorter. Nobody wants to be worried about missing multiple innings because they want to go and get a hot dog. Now, considering the regular season doesn't start until Thursday, March 30th, we don't know how different the fan experience will be. But what we do know is fans will get used to it, for better or for worse. That's it. What do you guys think of the pitch clock? Do you think it's best for baseball? Or do you think it needs to go? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Be on the lookout for more content, as it's sure to come your way soon. See you guys in the next one.